Bang! There we go. I like that. Bang! There we go. I like that. Bring it a little closer. There we go. That's better. How y'all doing? Got about 60 more seconds and I'm gonna begin. I'm just waiting for somebody to, specific to get in here before I get started. And I'm sending my invites out too. I'm also testing out the audio on YouTube. I'm testing out the audio on YouTube. So if you guys want to watch me from YouTube, I'm live on YouTube as well. You're going to enjoy this tonight because my title had absolutely nothing to do with what y'all thought that the title was talking about. But it's a strong message that I have to say tonight. And I actually, let me put this out there. I'm going to pause this. So guys, just to get straight to the point, I'm waiting to see if she can get on. She said she was able to get on. If she can, it's going to be an interesting one tonight. I'm speaking to somebody that had the experience from directly speaking to the one and only, the Godfather, Kevin Samuels. And I cannot wait. I hope she's able to get on tonight because we're going to have a long conversation. We were supposed to get on about a day or two ago. But what happened was she she had some stuff going on. I had some things of myself that I needed to do. You know, I have a business outside of social media, call it my bread and butter, and couldn't do the show last night, so it's okay. But as Kevin Samuels would say, building the plane while you're flying it, baby. But the link is actually, believe it or not, I'm putting the link in my bio right now. If y'all want to watch me from YouTube, you want to watch me from here, that's cool. You can stay right on here. But thank you for everybody that's joining. If anybody that's popping on, invite it like a friend or three. You see the topic right there, and I'm going to elaborate myself on what that topic is about. Just give me a minute here. Anybody that wants to hop on a live and speak with me as well, reflecting on the monologue of the topic, feel free to do so. I'm going to move along with it no matter how many people, whether it's one person, whether it's 10, whether it's 100, whether it's none, because I know it'll be posted up later on and it'll make some good information. It'll be so let's do this. I am on the YouTube. Those of you who are watching me on the YouTube, thank you. I'm going to take the screen off of here. The banner. Okay. Close. Boom. There we go. All right. That looks good. Comments. Leave the comments on. Guys, just letting you know, if you do want to get on, I'm just letting you know you are subject to be on YouTube. If you don't want your face seen, as of right now, the face won't be shown on YouTube, just on Instagram. Your audio will be heard, but nevertheless, you waive all your rights to privacy, as this is a public platform. And a couple rules: be yourself. I'll be nice to you, be nice to me. No over talking. If we do a panel of more than one person, let every person get their thought through at a time, and let's just keep it a vibe. All right, so give me a second here. I'm on the YouTube part right here, trying to take this screen off here. Hide the overlay. Boom, there we go. All right, I feel better now. So, welcome to Relationship Talk with G's, and you are speaking to the one and only A1G's, and you see the topic right here. It's called Closed Mouths Don't Get Fed, Closed Modern Women Don't Get Married. Once again, that's Closed Mouths Don't Get Fed, Closed Modern Women Don't Get Married. Cancel. So, with that being said, let's begin. So, what did I mean by closed modern women? Somebody earlier was like, hey, please stop spamming me. I'm like, oh, sorry. I just clicked everyone and just hit send. You know what I mean? So, what I meant by that was, she said, it's okay. If I catch you live later, I'll watch it. So, I said, okay, no problem. And I said, I assumed you were triggered by the title. And she said, your title was very eye-catching. I said, that was the point. She thought what I meant by closed modern women don't get married was opening your legs. Like, if your legs are closed, no man is going to want you. She thought I was talking about sex. No. But I assumed that was going to be a triggering, eye-catching topic, so that's how I stated it. What I mean by closed modern women don't get married is simply not putting yourself out there on the market. We deal with a lot of modern women who claim to say, a man is going to just come to you. It doesn't work like that. You have some other modern day women that also say that their favorite thing to say, God is going to find me a man. How you doing? God is going to find me a man. God is not going to find you a man. The problem that we have in today's modern day society with modern day women is another thing that they do is use religion to oversee natural physical choices. So I had the opportunity for a couple of days to speak with a young lady by the name of Michelle, who had the opportunity, forgive me if I said your name wrong, but Michelle, who had the opportunity to speak to Kevin Samuels. In a podcast of 10,000 people, 10,000 people watching, what are the odds that Kevin Samuels is going to choose you to go live? What are the odds that Kevin Samuels is going to choose you to go live? So she had that opportunity. As soon as she hit live, he was the second person that she selected. And what they were talking about was, they were talking about her not putting herself out there. She's a homebody. She stays home. She has poor choice in men. She doesn't go out there and date. She doesn't go out there and meet people. She just stays home. So he was trying to ask her a bunch of questions, and he saw right through a lot of things that she was saying. It was a really conductive conversation because he kept her on there for the vast majority of the time. Because if anybody knows Kevin Samuels and watched him, he knows if he smells bullshit and it goes on for too long, he's going to bid you a good night. So, what we were doing was we were on her live right after it got off and just talking to her. It was a bunch of just random people, including myself, random, until we got to know each other a little bit. And we was kind of trying to explain to her how Kevin Samuels was actually trying to put some sense into you. And, you know, here's a woman who's 22, single and childless, and has every opportunity to not fuck up her opportunity. You wait, let the time fly by. She has here's the good thing about her. She has the mindset that she wants a man. She has the mindset that she needs a man. She understands that. And if she didn't, Kevin Samuels definitely made her understand that. Because he wants her to understand that there's women out here who feel like that they don't need a man. And time flies by, and when you realize the opposite of what you were stating, now you're 30, you've hit the wall. Now you're on a biological time frame to find a man and reproduce if you want children. You turn around, next thing you know, you're 35. Now you are at the beginning stages of geriatric pregnancy. And next thing you know, you're like, damn, where did the time go? Now you want a man. Now you want children. Now you want all this stuff at the same time. Now you feel like what exactly it is. You're on a biological time clock now. You're on a biological time clock, whereas you have to figure out who you're going to be with, because now you're like, okay, I don't want to just have kids with just anybody. See, this is the stuff that you should have spent that time doing when you were in your early 20s. See, women get a lot of things before men. Women get a lot of things before men. And one of the examples that we were using when I was speaking to Michelle the other day was physical attributes. When you're like 13, you reach puberty, all stuff like that. Even your body, like, it's like everything is handed to women. Even your body, like your breasts, like they grow in. Your breasts, they grow in. You're either flat chested, small breasts, or big ass, or small ass, or big breast. Even physically, y'all just get it. When it gets that time when men hit puberty and stuff like that, we gotta physically put in the work. We have to physically put in the work in order for our private parts to actually have some type of growing attribute. Y'all don't have to put in work for your breasts to get big, but men have to put in work to have a big penis. But women, their body parts just grow. It's just there. The only work that they have to put in is when it's their first time having sex, and they have to pop the cherry. Now, but once they hit it that one time, that's it. It's door open. Put it on the wood. Once they put it on the wood, literally. Oh, those of you who are just joining in, let me just explain to you, okay, what I'm talking about. So, I spoke with a woman the other day who had the opportunity to speak with Kevin Samuels. And we were trying to explain to her a lot of good pointers that Kevin Samuels gave her about the factors about her. 22-year-old, single and childless. She has the opportunity to put herself out there in the market and find a man while she's young. So she doesn't wait until she's in her 30s when it's too late. So that's what we were talking about. And that is supported behind the topic that I have here. Closed mouths don't get fed. Closed-minded women don't get married. If you put yourself out there, you have to put yourself out there. A lot of people are afraid to put themselves out in the market because of fear, scarcity, and lack, which is also anxiety and stress. If you don't put yourself out there, how are you going to be found? If you do not put yourself out in the market, how are you going to be found? Let me see if I can actually get her on here. I'm going to try to find her real fast. Give me 1 second. She told me to let her know when I go live. Michelle. There we go. Oh, hold on. 1 second. Boom. But yes, so you have to put yourself out there. If you want to be seen, you can't be a homebody. And we're not talking about, we're not speaking in grandiose terms. We're literally speaking about, I stay in the house all day. I don't go out anywhere. I just stay in the house. I work. I do this. I do. Well, how do you expect but you want a man. How do you expect to put a man if you don't literally put yourself out there? Okay? Oh, hey. So it's one thing to say that, all right, I put myself out there. I tried this man, I tried that person, I tried that person. I spoke to a lot of people that tried this person, tried that person, tried that person, and it didn't work. And now they're screaming a story that, oh, this man ain't shit, and this and the third, because they're dealing with the same type of men. But here's a person where they're not even, they can't even say that because they're not even putting themselves out in the market. So the question is, how do you put yourself out in the market? How do you put yourself out in the market? It's simple. It's like Nike. Just do it. You just have to do it. The choices that we have to make in a liberated country are far easier than the things that are going outside of our country. When you look at the privileges and the liberties that we have in this country that other countries don't have, or fighting for the most basic rights still in 2022, we have to count our blessings and look at the opportunities. We don't have to worry about what's going on right now with the Russians and the Ukrainians. They're right there fighting for their lives right now. We don't have to worry about that. Oh, you have, and guess what? I'm not saying anything that wasn't on the news. I'm putting this as comparison so you understand where I'm coming from. The president said he's going to put sanctions in to hold to freeze their income, their money, their assets that's in the United States, as a tactic with him thinking that they were not going to invade Ukraine. They did it anyway. And I seen something really interesting that a news reporter said. He says in China, they die from poverty. They die from hunger. But they're not afraid to bite. A spider, you could step on a spider and kill a spider. But we're still afraid of a spider because we know that a spider bites. And he said the problem with the country is, our country, is that we don't bite. See, comparing this to what I'm talking about is, they're not afraid to just jump and go to war. Why is it that you can't just jump out and go put yourself out in the market to find you a man if that's what you want? See, our decisions are far less complicated than what the world is dealing with. They're dealing with a World War III. The only war you're dealing with is yourself, because all you have to do is make a simple choice. Let me go to a lounge. Let me go to a bar and have a drink with myself. The example that I gave her was, if enough men see you at a bar, they see you by yourself, and the right person want to come up to you, they want to approach you, and they're going to be paying for that next drink. Boom, start your conversation right there. And she also said that she has no problem attracting men. That's half your battle, if that's actually the case. So the only person that's holding it back is whom? The only person holding yourself back is you. So, speaking to modern women, how do you put yourself out in the market? You just have to go out there. Doesn't matter where it's at, any public area. Go to a park, go to a bar, get a drink, go to a lounge, a club, go to find out different genres of lifestyles. Meaning, all right, if you don't want to go to the club, okay, set a different vibe. Let me take myself to a spoken word, because there are different kinds of people that like different kinds of things. Go to all those things. Wherever you go, where there's a crowd, somebody gonna be there. You're gonna run into somebody. And not only that, don't wait for them to come to you. You see somebody by themselves, walk up to them. What's wrong with approaching a man? There's nothing wrong. Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. There's nothing wrong with approaching a man. See, if they're not going to make the move, you make the move. I remember one time, and I know this is fucked up, but I'm gonna say it anyway. This girl that I was talking to, right? I was fixing something on her car. The step ladder, it was hanging off, and I was slid underneath the car, so the rest of my body was exposed, and I had on sweatpants, print was out, whatever. I'm saying that because her god sister was looking at me the whole time, and when I first seen her god sister, I'm like, who's that? Mind you, like when I was talking to this chick, it wasn't nothing serious, so I had no problem. But even when we was serious, men are visual. I'm visual. If I see something attractive, I'm still gonna look. Sorry, that's how I am. Can't change man's nature, right? Can't change men's nature. So it was a vibe, and I felt it, and she could feel it. But the thing was, we didn't say anything to each other. So at some point, one of us had to make the move. Now, in this case scenario, I made the move. So that's what the thing is. You put yourself out there as many times as you can as you get an open opportunity when you're not working. And if you run into somebody, no matter what type of venue set up, whether it's a concert, a spoken word, a club, wherever you go, a library, go to the library. If you see somebody and you feel like, even if it's just an attraction, if you don't even feel something, and maybe you just see something, go up to them, man. Who knows? You never know what you run into. You never know. But you got to put yourself out there in the market. Closed mouths don't get fed, and closed-minded women don't get married. You can't get married if you ain't in a relationship. You can't be in a relationship if you don't have anybody to date. You don't have anybody to date if you don't put yourself out there on the market. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. This is a general conversation. If anybody wants to go on, I have no problem doing that. I would love to invite some of you to the live. But yes, so and here's the thing. I'm about to show y'all something on here. 7590. You ever heard that saying? They say, he who has the gold rules. Well, here's the gold. The gold is you putting yourself out there in the market. Reach for the gold, the lucky charm. Remember that? Walk across the yellow bridge, the golden bridge. I messed that one up. But you put yourself out there. You got to put yourself out there for the gold. You got to put the work in to get that gold medal, right? First, you got to practice. You got to practice your self-love, because you can't put yourself out there, definitely, if you don't have the self-love and understanding. So this wasn't the problem. This wasn't the case with this person that I spoke with. It was very evident that she understands herself. She knows what she wants, and she definitely loves herself. You cannot go out there with not an understanding of yourself. You cannot go out there if you don't have an understanding of yourself. So, cool. So we got that established. So what's holding you back? She said she was afraid that she was going to deal with the same kind of problem again. Hence the fact that she said she had poor choice in men. This is the part that I was telling y'all, that when you deal with the next person, now you start coming in guarded, and you start treating him like you claim the last person treated you. which that's not fair because now you're dealing with a new person. And when you're dealing with a new person, you take a risk. All you're doing is meeting a man. You got people out here at war right now, launching missiles and stuff. All you got to do is put yourself out there in the market and look for a man. They're looking for casualties out there. You just got to look for a man. You know what I'm saying? So what are we going to do about that? What are we going to do? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let me see something here. I wish. Give me a second here.
I'm at work right now, but I'll join.
Hey, how are you?
I'm not too bad. I'm at work.
Okay. So, so do you agree with me, like, where I'm coming from here? So it's like, basically what I was saying was, I said the topic, closed mouths don't get fed, closed mouths women don't get married. You can't find a man, you can't have a man if you don't put yourself out there, correct?
Correct.
How do you feel on the topic?
I agree with most of the things that you were saying, except for the part about some women being able to grow and things like that, because I struggle there. So I don't agree with that part.
Oh, so wait, you were talking about as far as the physical attributes?
Yeah, this side works, the other side doesn't.
Gotcha. You were talking about the physical attributes?
Yes.
As far as women being able to physically get it?
Yes, physical attributes. I was talking about that. That is not all the way true.
Okay,
now,
so
I haven't had a problem getting a man with my physical attributes. No, okay, but I would love for me to have more developed physical attributes. And I'm a little nervous on mine.
You're good.
With people in front, like people watching me.
Gotcha.
It's just that how can I put it? Because I don't feel like guys always look at physical attributes, but they admire and they desire women. Most of the women that have, most of the women that have BBLs. I'm sorry, okay, and I feel like that's why women feel like they should get them. And this might be a little off topic, but I feel like I want to get my breasts done. I feel like I'd be desired more, maybe.
I'm gonna tell you about BBLs, okay?
Okay.
BBLs started from where? Where did they start from?
White girls?
No, it started from we're not talking about a race.
Okay.
BBL started from the club. It started from clubs. That's where it started from. It started from the club. And the thing is this.
Okay.
For years, men's opinion have been ignored on what men's nature is. Men don't like all that BBL stuff. It may look good. It may be bustable. And I'm going to have a conversation on that. But it doesn't mean that we walk you down the aisle. The farthest that it will get is social media. Maybe you might get 1 million followers, and it may be eye candy. But
okay,
we like natural women. We like natural men. That's what men like. That was what men like. Men like natural women. Men doesn't. You don't have to get your butt or boob job done. You get what I'm saying? Just because you see that other people are getting their breasts and BBLs done, because that's not what men want. Men like a woman that is natural. You're natural. Men will kill to have women like you.
Agreed.
Men don't want all that. I seen this story one time. It was about like 5 years ago. This is a really true story. My right hand to God, or I'll drop right now.
I'm listening.
It was a lawsuit that while this girl that got a BBL injection,
right.
While her and this dude was having sex, dude was having sex, her ass busted from the fluids and stuff that was inside of the injections. She filed a lawsuit for the person that she was having sex with,
Why not the
Because
people
she
that
tried to
didn't?
blame him for busting her ass, literally. You know what I mean? Like I said, like all that stuff looks good. It looks fuckable. But what we won't do is walk you down the aisle. We want natural women, and that's been the rise. That's been the trending topic of 2021. The want and need for natural women. That's it. And here's the thing: it's not something that just became something that men want. It's something that men always wanted, and people have ignored. Just last year was the first year that men's opinions really started going out there and started being considered.
Okay, I agree with that.
Men want natural. Let me tell you something. Some men may encourage you to get a BBL and say, well, if that's what you want, that they may support it. They may support it, but it doesn't mean that they want it. They may support it because, all right, let's say somebody you're married to, right? And they may support your decision, but it doesn't mean that that's what they want. They support it because maybe this is what you want to do with your body. But why do people want to do that with their body? Because they feel insecure with their body.
I don't all the way agree with that. I don't feel insecure with my body. It's not my fault. I wanted titties since I was a kid, and they never came. You know, so why am I wrong for wanting to get my boobs done? And how am I insecure for that? I mean, you're not the only one that said that. Like, oh, like you're insecure if you decide to get your body done because you're not happy with what God gave you. I get that, I guess, but I've always wanted boobs. So, like, why am I wrong for wanting that? Like, what makes me insecure about that?
I understood. But knowing me personally, like knowing your physical physique, you have a very nice physique, and like people like Lizzo, made it cool for love the skin you're in when you know what I'm saying. So it's like Lizzo is how many pounds is Lizzo?
Maybe almost 300.
Respucia. You get what I'm saying? And it's but if I put you next to Lizzo, is the man going to want you or Lizzo?
Most likely me, but considering her weight.
And why is that? Why is that?
Probably because of her weight. They probably can't pick her up. You know, like she's probably too big. But she has money. She has money. She has money. Right. So any man would pick Lizzo over me because she has money.
No, that's not true. That is not true. That is not true. Okay? I'm going to give you a perfect example. Let's take it off of weight. Let's solely put it on money. Okay? Let's solely put it on money. Oprah Winfrey is the richest woman in the world.
True.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
I can agree with that. Yes. Okay. She's very wealthy.
But she doesn't have a man.
That's true.
Yes.
I haven't done my research.
I've done big research on this.
Has she had a man?
You can have. Yes. You can have. Let me tell you something. You can have all the money in the world. If you don't have a man to share that legacy with,
right?
Together, life is about people. All that money means nothing when it's time to go to the grave. She is literally dying by herself. Or as Kevin Samuels like to say, die alone. Which was the issue that a lot of people was having when he says the die alone thing. He says it so bluntly like that so he can make you understand that, hey, it's not me being harsh.
Right.
It's literally those words. You are literally dying by yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
So, you know, and so when we bring it back to what I'm saying is, you know, when you put yourself out there on the market, right? Yes. You just gotta do it. You just gotta do it, and take all the risk in the world.
True.
That's it.
I
because
agree.
you're dealing with a new person. You don't know what you're going to get out of them, and guess what? They don't know what they're going to get out of you.
Right.
It's like being a Lyft driver. Lyft driver, a lot of customers are scared to get in the car with a Lyft driver. But are you going to take the Lyft or are you going to take the taxi? Or are you going to get a shuttle bus? Either way, you're in a vehicle that you're not operating.
True.
And safety is on the line the entire time. But you're going to take that bus ride to get to work or where you got to go, right?
Right.
But do you think that the bus driver ain't just as equally scared to drive that bus with all of y'all on the bus?
I say he is.
See, the problem is people just think about, the point I'm trying to make is people just think about how they might get hurt by not putting themselves out on the market, but they're not thinking about the other person as well too. I could get in the Lyft and I'm scared of the driver. I want to make sure I get there safe. Don't you think the drivers is just as scared as you too? But the driver took that risk to take you on a ride.
Right.
You took that risk on taking the ride. So you got to put yourself out there in the market.
I agree. I can agree with that.
Yeah. Any other words before I get to my special guest of the night? She joined.
What room number? I don't go by the name. I'm sorry.
214.
Yes.
I can't figure out the number. We just need the journal and just again.
All right. Not a problem.
Anything else on the topic before I get Michelle?
No. I have something, but it's going to take too long, so I'll just wait.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I can get you on next time.
Make sure you do. Invite me.
I got you. All right. Appreciate you.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
That was a good conversation. Let me see if she's on here. That was a good combo. But yeah, you got to put yourself out there, man. Put yourself out there. Let me see if she can do it. But yeah, it's very, very important. No shame in your game. No shame in your game. You don't know the results if you don't put yourself out there, man. And this is what he's talking about. Now I want to see if she's still on. She's still on here. 7590. Give me a second here. But yeah, that was a good combo. But yeah, it's very important. I remember there was this one girl that I used to talk to. It was at my old job. I was a supervisor. We were known as two completely opposites, like what they like to say, opposites attract. We didn't have like the same type of personality. But I liked her, and I didn't think about, how down to earth I was and how turned up she was. I liked her and I just went after her. And you know what? Doing that brought us together for like a year. Nobody even knew about our relationship until something leaked out. Bad. And it was like, how did you pull her off? Because confidence is competence, and competence is compensated. You got to just put yourself out there. If you like somebody, you see something, go out there. But you don't know what's out there if you don't go out there, literally. Every chance you get, go to a library, go to, the supermarket, everywhere you go, there's people. You're just out there. Okay? Go to, I don't know, you got a car, the car wash, go, a car meet, go on Google, see what type of little small events that they're having. Go downtown. Go meet people. Life is about people. It's about networking. It's about relationships. It's not about self. Life is about all of us. So you can't network with people if you don't market yourself. Like, for example, I used to drive for Lyft. Perfect example. I know the risk that it is in having strangers in your car, but it's the same concept of meeting new people. And I use that as not only just to make the income that I was making. I did pretty good. I was making like $3-4 a day, but I also use that as a tactic to network with people. And I got to meet some really cool people, and I got to meet people that was directly connected to key artists, music artists, and stuff like that, and actually got to speak to some of the artists myself, because I just went out there. See, when you're driving for platforms like Lyft and Uber, you don't know where you're going. You get to the destination, you hit pick up, and then you head to the destination. You don't know where you're going. You don't know who you're meeting. It's called hell. That's the equivalent of a blind date. They get in the car. You meet. Hi, how you doing? What's your name? You don't know how old they are. Their race. None of that. Perfect example. And then start a conversation. You start a conversation. You're driving. Maybe you're a little shy on how to start the conversation. Little key pointers. Hey, how's your day going? Let's just start talking about your day. You know? It's all kinds of ways to keep it real simple. Sometimes you can't just try. You know what I mean? Don't force it. Just go. Just go do it. You know what I mean? And that's how I got to meet so many new people. I remember one time I had a Lyft ride from the airport, from the Philadelphia airport, and I was driving AC, which is like an hour, about like an hour. Then after that, I had a connecting trip from AC all the way to Brooklyn. It was crazy. But I just got in my car, I went, and that's that. And I got to meet so many new people as a result of that, because I didn't think about, oh, well, what if this, that, and the third? Because whether you think about what are the possibilities, you're not thinking of what the probability is while you're still sitting there. The same results are going to happen once you step out. Matter of fact, you might miss your blessing at that time that you're sitting home thinking about what ifs. Because when you finally decide to step out, you're still stepping out with the same risk. So, which is why it's very important that we put ourselves out there on that market. Let me see if I can get her on here. I would like to speak to her. Michelle, you there? Let me try one more time. I'll try one more time. If not, I do have somebody else that asked me to try to catch them if they could. But yeah, man. So yes, closed mouths don't get fed. Closed mouths don't get fed. And so you gotta just open up and go out there, man. Go out there and meet people. There's a whole world. 7 billion people on the planet. Go out there and meet somebody. I don't think she's able to join. Let's see something here. So, those of you who are on the YouTube, I want to show y'all something here. StreamYard overlay. That's pretty cool. I like that. Give me a couple seconds while I invite a couple more people in. Yeah, that's pretty dope. I like that. All right, so give me a couple seconds. I'm sending a couple more invites out. Delete these. All right, so here we go. Let's get it. Just a little intermission while we wait. Just a little intermission while we wait. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? All right. Hey, if you're able to come on, hop on with me. Got something interesting to talk to you about. Guys, those of you watching me on the from the YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you turn on all post notifications. Make sure you turn on all post notifications. It's the little gray bell. Post notifications to all. I'm live. If y'all don't know, I'm live on YouTube and Instagram at the same time. All right, so we were just speaking to somebody earlier. Those of you who are just tuning in, the topic is called "Closed Mouths Don't Get Fed, Closed Modern Women Don't Get Married." And basically, what we were highlighting in my brief monologue I gave earlier was that we spoke with someone a few days ago who spoke with Kevin Samuels, who were talking about, you know, her struggle of meeting men. And basically what we were telling her is you just got to literally just go out there, put yourself out there on the market. And we gave a lot of different case scenarios as far as the risks that you take when you meet somebody new, but closed mouths don't get fed, scare money don't make no money, you know? So that's what we're talking about. Closed modern women. Somebody told me prior to me doing this live that they thought when I was talking about closed modern women, they were talking about their legs. No, we're talking about the fear of you just simply going out there and getting you a man. And there's all kinds of ways for you to do it. So I gave a bunch of different examples. Here we go. All right, cool. All right, so that was some good information right there. Give me 1 second. I want to make a quick phone call. Hey, wait, before I continue, you got like a few seconds to talk?
Hold on, let me pause this. Yeah, I'm here.
All right, so no, I got you on speaker, but I was actually testing out the live on Instagram and YouTube. So I'm actually right now streaming from StreamYard. You ever heard of StreamYard?
Mm-hmm.
I'm live streaming from StreamYard and Instagram. And basically what we're talking about is closed mouths don't get fed, closed modern women don't get married.
Right.
And a lot of people were triggered by this. I received numerous DMs that they thought I was talking about the legs. No, I was talking about how you have to be able to put yourself out there on the market if you want to meet a man. You can't be a homebody and stay inside the house and be afraid of the risk of you going out there. And I gave an example earlier about the war between the Ukrainians and the Russians. Putin, he wasn't afraid to invade Ukraine anyway after they put sanctions on their assets, right? And he said, don't go out there. He said, damn my trillions of dollars that's in assets, we're going to go take over anyway. And he just went out there and do it. So people have far more complicated decisions to make and are not afraid to put their lives on the line. When we are in a liberated country, we don't have to worry about those things. And all we got to do is think about the risk of what kind of man that a woman is going to deal with. You know, so it's like, you know, you have to really take that into consideration. I'm like, but in the meantime, while you're sitting back there and thinking, the time is ticking. What do you feel about that?
I mean, you're comparing the modern day woman to soldiers And ain't no woman out here risking her life for no man. We'd rather be lonely.
But what I'm talking about is, I'm not literally like trying to do it as a direct comparison to a soldier in war. What I'm trying to say is the risk that they have to take versus the level of risk that you have to take by just going out there and, you know, finding yourself, you know, a man. But you won't get nothing done if you're just going to sit in the house all day.
The purpose of a woman going out is not to find a man. It's to have a good time.
Right.
So whether it be with a man, she finds a man when she goes out, then that's cool. But the whole purpose to find a man is, you know, is polluted these days. The picking is slim. You know, I think that, you know, even the options are there, but the picking is slim. So, ain't nobody really checking for a lot of these gentlemen these days. Especially when you get to a certain age. I mean, it depends on who you talk to, you know.
So let's run a case scenario. So the person in question that we were talking about is a 22-year-old single and childless, and she admitted that she has you know, not the best choice in men, and she doesn't really go out there. So the person that was speaking to her was advising her that, hey, look, you know, you have to just go out there and do it. But what you can't do is sit in the house every day and let the days just go by. Next thing you know, you turn around, you're 28, you're 29. Now you're on a time clock.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, while you're 22, while you have no kids, you have the opportunity to go out there and, you know, go to certain places. Like this is some of the suggestions I was giving her. Go to a bar, go to a library, go to you know, if you're not in the clubs, do you like spoken words? Like, go to different places, just see what's out there, and go there by yourself, and in these places where it's populated with people, and you know.
I mean, she's 22. Tell her to take herself on some trips. You know how many men you'll meet at an airport that'll be a better quality than a man you'll meet at a bar? I mean,
Sometimes your man may not be in the city. You may be in the wrong city.
Well, I mean, the whole purpose ain't to find a man, though. I mean, you act like
no, I'm saying, like, if we're laser focusing on, like, what exactly it is that she says she wants to accomplish, how do you do that if you're staying in the house all day?
I mean, what she want might not be what she want when she get it. So, I mean, let her do what she do. She's only 22. It's going to be a life experience and another story for her to tell.
True. Okay. But cool. What you doing at the moment?
I was watching Netflix, relaxing. You know, we haven't had that. No, I haven't done anything. And I just been working and relaxing, lounging, doing things here and there.
Gotcha. Look, I just what about to say? Oh snap! I thought I had it right here. I just sent you the link. Tell me how I look on YouTube. It's a live link.
Sure.
All right, I hit you back.
Okay.
All right. Let's talk about it. Somebody said she's wrong. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Come on, Smooth. Trev Smooth. Let's talk about it, man. Definitely, I would like to hear other people's opinions here.
Yo,
How you doing, boss?
what's happening, man?
Talk to me. Trev Smooth.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, here we go.
So
How do you
talk
do
to me,
this?
man. What was she wrong about?
Let's
I
do
mean,
it again. Let me
do
get
I have a point here?
my earpiece because I can't hear it again.
Take your time. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me get my earpiece real quick.
Okay.
Let's see now. Hey, what's happening?
I'm good, man. So,
Yeah. Go ahead.
closed mouths don't get fed. Closed-minded women don't get married. We're talking about women. We're talking about women who need to actually step out and see what's out there in the market. They need to put themselves
Hey,
out
dude.
in the market.
I don't want you to think I'm biting off you because I was covering this on my podcast coming up. Like, women need to um, place themselves in the places where they are going to find the kind of men that they are looking for. So, and it's placement, active placement, to where you are. And I kind of wanted to stop you on that bar part, bro. Don't go to the bars. Don't go to the clubs. That's not where it's at, man. You said, like what the
Well, I
open
gave an
mic.
example. I said
That's something.
if
That's
that's not
something.
your style. I was giving an example,
Yeah.
like if that's not your style, that's not type of the men you want to attract. I said, do you like spoken words? Do you like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
like
That's I said I was with you on the spoken word joint.
cafes?
Yep. There's a few other places. I don't want to give it all away because I got a show coming up. But there's so many better places. You have to go to where it is. And a lot of these women are looking for men that are making money, but they go into like the clubs and shit like that, and thinking that you're gonna go ahead and find somebody in these little local bars and stuff. So if you don't get the hell out of here with that, man, like that ain't where it's at, man. You know what you're gonna find over there. You gotta step out of your comfort zone if you want to get into something else. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel about it. So yeah, that's the thing. And homegirl, I was just on her, man. She was wrong, very wrong. She was talking about, oh well, she got to have her experiences and all of that. And you know what's going to happen? Her peers that are not of this culture are not worried about having experiences. They're not trying to set a club up and, you know what I mean, ride the cop carousel and all that at that age. They are trying to set their life up. And that's why they get better outcomes than we do as a culture, because they want to go ahead and have a hot girl summer. And while they having hot girl summers, them other girls is picking up husbands in their 20s when they're more desirable, not when they hit the wall, when everybody done had you. Like, what the hell are you doing? You think somebody gonna want you at 30 something? You got 3 kids by 4 baby fathers, and now we supposed to pick you up and save you? Get the fuck out of here.
They had the same expectations when they was in their 20s.
Yeah, the price go down. When you get your car and you put all these goddamn miles on it, and then this person had it, that person had it, they drove it like a maniac. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm supposed to buy it and pay the price of a new car. I made my credit score 800, and I'm supposed to pay new car prices for a beat up old piece of shit. And then this other one looking at me too, that got 0 miles. I'm supposed to pick that used one with all that baggage, and I could go get a new one. Why would I do that? Who would do that? That's just not how it goes. And that's the big deal. Females don't understand how the sexual marketplace works, and they don't understand what their value is in it. And that's the problem. They just expect just Disney fairy tale that they've been sold all their lives, and it doesn't really work out like that.
Or to just happen.
Yeah, it's supposed to just happen because they deserve it. Because they deserve it, and they watching Instagram and watching this scent that saved somebody, and she had 9 kids, and yeah, he wifed it. He put a ring on it, so that's gonna happen to you. Yeah, okay. But guess what? If you look in the paper every day, you see somebody won a lottery too. Would you expect to win because you deserve it? Could you take that same type of mentality and do it? When females go out there and they look for these jobs, they don't just say, oh, just hire me. They look at what they're qualified for. They sit there, females right now are going to school at a higher clip than men are. They understand that you have to work and earn when it comes to going ahead and get that. And they make sure they prepare themselves and present themselves properly for the interview and everything else to make sure they can secure the job. But they won't apply this principle, the same logic that they have. They have all this logic when it comes to that. But when it comes to relationships, they think they just going to get what they deserve. But they're willing to work for other shit. That doesn't make any sense.
Right. So this topic that we're speaking to is a specific person, laser focused. And this is an encouragement podcast right here. So here I'm giving you this scenario of this person. No, I'm saying because I'm going to give you this scenario of a specific person.
Okay, go ahead.
This is the person that I told you that had the conversation. I had a conversation with her after she had a conversation with Kevin Samuels. She said she has very easy attraction. The men are easily attracted to her. That's half the battle. Okay. She's 22.
Okay.
She's single and childless.
Okay.
So
she
wants to know how can she put herself out there? And I told her, you don't know what you can get if you don't put yourself out there. She has all the opportunity in the world. She has all the things that men would kill for.
Mm-hmm.
So what would your encouragement to her to be?
Well, see, she's fortunate enough to actually be in a situation where you don't even have to leave your house. You can do this electronically. Like, you could literally get on Tinder or any of those other joints. Even Facebook is up on it now. They got a whole dating app and shit. You could be on all of that. You don't even have to leave your house. And then you could just fish and pick what you want. If that's not your thing and you want to be out there in the world, there's certain jobs that you can place yourself in. You can go ahead and be concierge at a high-end hotel. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to run into dudes all day that are going to try and give you conversation. You know what I'm saying? Don't go with the Best Western or Motel 6 and go to fucking Hilton. Go to Marriott. You know what I'm saying? These places where it's like legitimate. You're going to run into them. You can go to the supermarket, not ShopRite. You're not going to find them at Aldi. Don't go to the Dollar Tree. Go to Wegmans. Go to Whole Foods. Easy. This shit easy. You're going to find people who, like a person who shops at those places. No. Not unless that's what you're trying to do. No. You don't want that. No, listen. What you want to do is go to the places where, like, think about it. A person that goes to a Whole Foods, you're going to spend extra money to invest in your body.
Yo,
this is the type of individual that you want.
Like the amusement park of supermarkets.
Yeah, but it's more expensive. People who are trying to save money don't go there. You know what I'm saying? I don't shop at that fucking place because I'm trying to save money. I mean, I still eat healthy, but I'm not going there. There's a certain type of individual that goes there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're going to find people who don't want to deal with the everyday rat race going into there and spending that extra money. You have to be in these places. You could just go to fucking King of Prussia and go to some of the stores and just hang around. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just place yourself in these places. Just go browsing. Nobody's going to bother a cute female. Like, if they over there, that's always like candy for everybody. You're going to run into these individuals and just strike a conversation. You never know what can happen. You have to go to where the places that these people are going to be. You know what I'm saying? That's how you have to do it. You have to go where the money is. Because that's the number one thing that females are looking for is financial security. No matter how you flip it, that's number one priority. You could sift through the rest of the stuff, but that's the number one.
Yeah, you need financial security. Like your income, his income. You know the saying, hey, look, if you got a job, I got a job, you know, we can make something work.
Yeah.
But to do it alone, like, you don't want to do it alone. Life is about people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's very necessary. When you're talking about retirement and all of that stuff, it's a different ball game. Can you do it on your own? Possibly. Not really, though.
Sharing values, sharing legacy.
That's what I was just about to say. Do you want to leave behind a legacy?
I was giving an example. Somebody said earlier, they said, I was giving an example when we were talking about as far as like physicality. We were talking about physicalities and stuff like that. And I was like, well, Lizzo made it cool to be whatever size. She's like, well, men will want her because she got money. No, men don't care about your money. I'm going to give you a perfect example. Oprah Winfrey is the richest woman in the world, not the richest black woman, the richest woman in the world. Let's not talk about a woman who's married to the richest man in the world. Let's talk about her because that's his money. That's just joint marriage. She is the richest woman in the world, but she don't have a man. And what all good is that if you don't have someone to share value and legacy with at the end of time?
I'm sure she's got a big hole in her heart because of it. I'm sure she would have rather to find somebody who she could share her life with and, you know what I mean, leave behind a legacy and all that. But that time has passed for her. You know what I'm saying?
And it's like, no matter how much, the point I'm trying to say, no matter how much money that you have in the world, no matter how much money you have, rich or poor, okay, life is about people, and sharing a life with somebody is something everybody will kill to have, whether they want to admit it or not. Whether they're at a certain age and they realize that, damn, it's too late.
Then they start saying, "Oh, I don't need a man." Yeah, that's acceptance. That the fact that you can't have one now or one that you want now. So then you start to accept the fact, like, yeah, okay, now you say, "I don't need no man. I don't need." That's people who are bitter, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? And these young females, they have the opportunity to not get to that point. You know what I'm saying? And if you're in your early 20s, you absolutely have the opportunity to get what you want. If you're actively seeking a husband at that age instead of the hot girl summer, then you're going to be in a good position to obtain one. The likelihood of it happening is a lot greater for you.
Got you. So let me do this real fast, and then I want to say, and I'm looking at my YouTube camera, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you're watching this right now, okay, young lady, you have all the opportunity in the world. Don't fuck it up. You have all the opportunity. What your stats right now in the NBA, men will kill to have you on their draft. Men would kill to have you, 22, single and childless. They're not even thinking about what you went through. All they see is some stats. When we look at a player, we don't see nothing else but the stats. 22, single, childless. Get out there and go for the draft. Men will, and you already said, men are easily attracted to you. Why? Because of those stats.
Mm-hmm.
A basketball player, a football player, a baseball player can have great stats, but when they get a certain age, they are out of play.
Don't want them.
Go out
now at
there
that
while
point,
you are fresh and have those good stats before you become out of play.
What they got to understand is this. Just think of it as any business. At that age, you're an asset. 30s and up, mid-30s and up, you're a liability.
An athlete loses the physical attributes just like a woman would lose that of the same. It's so crazy how we can compare this to action athlete, because an athlete, they're young, they're hot, they're fresh, they got them stats, the number of free throws, the number of touchdowns, the number of sacks, you know what I'm saying? They got those stats. But once they get a certain age,
none of that matters.
And the NBA wants fresh batch of people. Michael Jordan, past his time. One of the greatest basketball players is past his time. His time has reached. His stats can no longer be used. Somebody called it. Who was that? Remember that basketball player that said something about Michael Jordan? Oh, I wouldn't look at Michael Jordan because he spoiled milk right now. Do you remember that? Somebody said that one time. They said he spoiled milk.
Damn.
No, I mean, I know it sounds harsh. I know it sounds harsh, but you know what? How would you like to be the Michael Jordan at the age of 22 and you do what you're supposed to do? So when you get that age, you're with somebody that you were happy with. No matter how many people that you tried, eventually you'll find that right one. And when you get to a certain age, you have been with that person for the length of time because you put the work in instead of just waiting for the days go by, being afraid to go out there, or with the mindset that I don't need a man, but that same time clock is still going. And when you get that age, you're like, damn, I wish I would have. You get what I'm saying? You don't want to do that. You don't want to end up saying, damn, I wish I would have. Or that it's too late.
And I think the main issue is that they don't realize that that's a thing. And a lot of females will say, oh, well, you know what? I still look young. I still look good. So what? Father Time has a way of telling you no. Your body cannot do the same things that it did at 22. And geriatric pregnancy is a real thing.
You
You know
know
what I'm
who looks
saying?
young? You know who looks young the older they get? You see Tanisha Arnold's fine ass? Well, how
Tanisha
old is
Arnold.
she? How old is she?
Tashina Arnold
Tashina
from
Arnold.
Martin?
Yes.
From Martin?
Yeah.
Oh, she's got to be at least like pushing. She
And
got to
she
be like
looks
50.
great for her age, but guess what? Here was the difference from her. She was recently divorced, right? Recently divorced.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? While she was young, I did research on this. She was with somebody. It's different if you were somebody with a length of time and then you guys have a divorce for whatever reconcilable reasons. Fine. But you can't expect to be this age so young and have the mindset that you either are afraid to go out there or you don't need a man or you feel like you're too good for a man. Because that same time clock is going to come and then you're going to look, oh, damn, 20 years down the line, by myself, what's life look like when you once you hit 50?
Different. Very different.
No matter how much money you have.
It won't matter. It won't matter. And not to say people won't date or smash you. They still will. They just won't want to stay with you. And that's ultimately what they would like, is somebody to stay with them. And they're not going to do that at that age. I mean, listen, you could find another dude that's older and, you know, probably had his own similar situation and stuff like that. And that happens. But at that point, hopefully you already had your children and all of that stuff. You did all of the things that you could have done when you were young.
Your compromises, like you have to make more compromises the older that you are, because you know you're older, and at that point you should just want to just be happy to be with somebody.
Yeah, you know, it's just like a car.
You have women around that age that realize, that have to realize that, you know, of course I'm not their age, but the point is you have women around their age. It's like, okay, you know, your choices have to be a little more simpler for the simple fact that you just want to just be happy to be with somebody you can spend the rest of your life with, versus the age that you are now where you have all the options in the world to choose from. So when you look at that, the people that it seems like it's too late for, you want to take that as an opportunity for yourself. Young, no children. You have all the opportunity.
And that's the main thing. Try to stay away from having children with people you're not married to. Very important. Because nobody's running to be a stepdad for a child that's may or may not like them. It's a thankless job. Nobody really wants to be a stepdad. There are some people who will settle for that, but your prime candidates that most of these women are looking for are not interested in being a stepdad. It's not a desirable position to have.
Now that interview, that resume you put out there, here's your biological resume. 2 kids, 3 kids, 2 baby dads. You know what I mean? Resume not looking too attractive. You know, you know. So like when you bring your resume out, oh, I'm 22, I'm single, I'm childless. You know, that rap sheet looking good right there. That may be like, all right. Hey, they may not want to hear nothing else. Okay, cool. When you want to start, you know, sign right here. You know, but if you don't put yourself out there to go apply for a job, how do you know if a job is going to want you on their payroll?
You won't. And one thing that, another thing that females don't practice is going to pursue what they want. they wait for whatever comes to them and then try to sift through that. Go, if you like a certain type of dude, go find it, because there are females who are putting themselves in those positions to obtain what they want. If you don't go to college, get all your credentials, and then just say, all right, I got my shit, somebody gonna hire me. Somebody gonna pick me up. You got to put your resume out there. You got to interview.
You still got to go out in the field and put the work in. Period.
You got to do it. For real, for real. Hey, look, I'm gonna jump off real quick because I gotta go handle something. But it was definitely good jumping in, seeing what's
Oh,
up over.
appreciate it. And listen, you said you were having a conversation about something about this very similar topic. Like when are you?
Yes, yes. I'm gonna be
When?
doing this. I'm supposed to have a guest this Wednesday, so I might, if everything pans out, then it'll be next Wednesday when I have my homegirl back with me. When I have Lady Gray with
Man,
me.
I
So.
might have to show my face if you talk about this, because
Oh yeah, I'm
you
with the
know
shits.
be
If you
double
want,
trouble.
if you want to roll through on that, so it's not this Wednesday coming, but the following Wednesday is in there. If you want to mark that in, you located in Philly or not?
Huh?
Are you located near Philly?
Hmm. I'm
Oh
from
yeah.
Philly, so that ain't nothing but a trip. If I gotta drive to Virginia, I was talking about going on tour. Listen,
Okay.
so
Okay.
I'm
So
at the point now where like once I get
you're
everything
not far
together, I'm
from
gonna
Philly.
start catching flights.
Are you far from Philly right now?
No, I'm only like 40
Okay.
minutes.
Oh, yeah, I'm right off of you know where Girard is, right? It's almost, I'll say the closest thing is it's on
I
CCB
got you.
North.
We'll talk.
All right,
We ain't gonna
got
we
you.
ain't putting locations out there.
Oh, it's already on Google. They can come see me. They can come see
Be
me.
nice now.
I ain't
If the
hiding.
algorithm is watching, the algorithm is watching.
But yeah, it's all good. So yeah, the following Wednesday, I'm going to cover that for sure, for
Okay.
sure. So if you want to roll, then I'll definitely lock it in for that following Wednesday for sure, and we
Okay.
make it happen. It'll be a great discussion, and I was trying to get you up there anyway to put your put your stamp on it right fast.
Okay.
And we take our calls and all of that stuff. So we'll have some females call in and everything. And because at the end of the day, it's to help people. We discuss mental health and relationships and how they correlate and how understanding people's mental health will affect the relationship and everything else. So the idea is to get everybody to open a discussion. It's productive. We have a lot of fun with it. We do entertain, but we absolutely educate, and we make sure that people are in better places mentally and more suitable for relationships and what to
Right.
do and what not to do and all of that. You know what I mean?
Right. And
So that's
then
what we have.
and then the thing is this: we may not we may not our individual situation might not correlate with exactly what you dealt with, but it definitely correlates with the universe. It's going to reach out to somebody, and whether
Gotcha.
you're rich, poor, whether you're average Joe, or whether you're a celebrity, the narrative is still the same, which results in the same outcomes. And I'm about to do a whole series podcast on this whole thing that people want to keep avoiding about Kanye and Kim.
Oh, I want to hear this take. I want
Yes.
it.
This
I
is
want
very
it.
important because this is a big example of how the same narrative is painted. It may be two celebrities, but the narrative and the outcome is still the same.
Yep. Yep. And it's the same principles that caused what happened and what's going on right now. Absolutely.
And how it can relate to you and your daily life situation. So we're going to talk about that. I
I'm
appreciate
with
you,
it.
man.
Hey man, same here, man. I'm gonna definitely holler at you about that.
Definitely, man. It's always a pleasure.
All right, man.
Yes,
Easy.
sir. That was good, man. That was good. That was good, y'all. Closed mouths don't get fed. Closed mouthed women don't get married. You have to put yourself out there in the market. If your stats are looking good, you know what your stats are. So if your stats are single, childless, the stats right there are already looking good. People draft, do trade-offs based off of stats. They can see how you performing on the game, but whatever pops up at the end of them stats is what they go for. You don't know what your value is until you put yourself out there. You do not determine that value. You go out there understanding the value of yourself, and then you put those at that understanding and those values out in the market, and you let the market determine what that value is, the outcome. I thank everybody for who sat there and watched. If you're on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe to the podcast, Relationship Talk with G's. As you can see right there, boom, boom. I like that. You like that? Y'all like that? I like that too. Right there. If you want to support the channel, I'll put it up next time. My Cash App info. But yeah, definitely like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. This will be posted up. I'm just going to do a little edit or something like that, and then I'll post it up later. If you catch what's on here already, good luck. Good luck. I'll try to do like 2 separate ones, like an Instagram clip or side by side. I'll try to take the 2 videos and put them together, see how they correlate. So I'm gonna be playing with this overnight. But thank you guys. This is my first official one back. I enjoyed the brief conversation that I had. Unfortunately, I was unable to get her on here, but it was definitely a few people on here that was actually able to give you a few words of encouragement and showing you some light, shedding some light into the opportunity that you have to go out there and get it. You know, go out there and get it, and you have an opportunity to have the best outcome because your stats are good. Your stats are there. 22, single, childless. Men will come running for you. The only person holding you back is you. You have to put yourself out there on the market. Don't let nobody ever tell you otherwise. 22, single, childless, natural, no injections, no BBLs, none of that. A man will kill for that. You have everything going for you. Don't let nobody mess that up for you. The only person that can mess it up is yourself. This is Relationship Talk with G's. I appreciate y'all, and I will get back to y'all until next time.